Hey, what's up guys, Josh here. So in this video, I'm going to give you another 5 reliable tips to improve/save some battery in your laptop. And if you wonder why I said another, because I've already done a video about 5 tips that can improve your laptop's battery life. And if you are interested, you can check that video after watching this video. But anyways, I don't know. And in this video, I'm also gonna debunk some myths about saving battery life. I mean some myths that doesn't work. Now if you head on to Google and search, "Hey Google, show me some tips to improve battery life," then you can witness numerous articles from 2010 to 2021 itself, and a lot of them are redundant and some of them doesn't work. So I'll talk about them in the later part of this video. And that's it, I don't want to waste your time anymore, so let's get straight to the points. Now the first thing is to put the laptop into dark mode. Now you might wonder, does changing the theme of the laptop get some extra juice? Well, there is a technical reason why. Now, when the pixel has to produce bright colors, it uses more power. But on the other hand, when you show some darker picture, then the amount of light that the pixel has to produce itself will become less. That consumes less power as well, and ultimately saving the battery life. But it only works with AMOLED or organic LED displays. I will explain why in the later part of this video. So actually, dark mode saving battery life is partially true. So the second tip is to get rid of any peripherals that are sitting idle connected to your laptop and consuming juice from it. It includes external speakers, external mouse, external keyboard. In case of it is RGB, then that should not be connected to your laptop. It consumes a lot of power because the laptop provides power to the internal components as well as the peripherals, so it handles both of them. And the only source is the battery inside the laptop when you have not connected the laptop to any other power source. So detach the peripherals that are not in use and sitting idly consuming the power. Alright, the next tip is to put the laptop into hibernate mode instead of sleep mode. Now when you're outside and you don't have the opportunity to charge your laptop and it's going to be idle for a couple of hours because you don't have any work, then instead of putting the laptop into sleep, try to put it in hibernation mode. Now if you wonder what hibernate is, well, hibernate is just a snapshot of your laptop's process at that moment, and it will be stored in the memory, for example a hard disk, and when you boot it up again, then you will get to where you left. Now when you put the laptop in sleep mode, it almost instantly wakes up, whereas hibernation takes some time to boot up. So now let's take a look at how to do it. So you head on to the start button, then here click on the power icon. Now here you are supposed to see hibernate, but where is it? Okay, by default Windows doesn't provide this option because they've already done a lot of work in the sleep mode itself to drain less power from the battery, but there's a way to get the hibernate back. Now in order for you to get the hibernate mode back, head to the search bar and search for control panel and then click on hardware and sound. And now go to the power option. And here on the left pane, click on choose what the power button do. And here click on this option. Now here under the shutdown settings, you can see all the boxes checked except for the hibernate. Now what you need to do is check that box. Then click on save changes. And now when you go back to the start menu and click on power, then you can see the hibernate mode here. The next tip is to use a battery analyzer. Now remember that I said I won't recommend anyone to use a battery saver, in particular a third-party one, but instead I recommend people to use a battery analyzer. This basically gives you information about how fast your battery drains and even its battery wear level and how long the battery can last with the battery percentage that is left. And it can give you an idea of the apps that are consuming the more power, which actually the Windows setting itself does. But if you already have an idea of your battery's health, if it is already good, then I won't recommend installing these applications. But remember, these can provide you with pure information, and I will leave a link for a couple of battery analyzers in the description as well. Alright, now for the last tip, I'm actually going to debunk some myths here. Though it doesn't improve your battery life like the title says, but at least it lets you know something that doesn't work and waste your time. So the first thing is dark mode. Now remember, this was one of the tips to save battery, but this thing only works with AMOLED or OLED displays, like I said before. And for LCD panels, this doesn't work, and the reason is that unlike OLED or AMOLED panels, LCD panels are backlit, meaning that a light source behind is always being lit up based on the display's brightness that you had set. But on the other hand, when it comes to an AMOLED or an OLED display, then the pixels in an AMOLED or an OLED display are lit up individually, and they can be controlled individually based on the color that is required to be produced. So when you place a picture in your laptop's display, then the pixels at the brightest part of the display consume more power than the ones that are in the darkest part, and in case of some black spots, they don't light up at all, so they have this individuality. But on the other hand, when it comes to an LCD display which is backlit, now in order to produce these black colors, what they indeed do is they have this diffuser that just blocks the light from reaching your eyes. So it does not consume less power when it is dark mode like the AMOLED display did. Instead, it just wastes some energy. The next tip that does not work is lowering the resolution. So what is lowering the resolution? What is the difference between a 4K image and a 480p image? When compared to the 4K image, the 480p image looks a bit pixelated, right? So now if it's a 1080p display or a 4K display, now in order for the display to show you a lower resolution image, what it does is, both in an LCD panel or an AMOLED panel, it shows you the same color in more pixels, therefore giving you that pixelated look. So the same amount of pixels are being used when it is even a lower resolution image. So it is not found to be saving any battery life. And that's it for this video, guys. I tried to provide the best information I can after a lot of research, and during that research I've also come across some tips that doesn't actually work for myself. So hopefully this video helps you to save some battery life when you're in urgent need of some extra juice. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll catch you in another more interesting video.